They came to America chasing freedom. But some never realized they were walking straight into silent traps. Not crimes, not danger you can see. Mistakes. Simple, everyday mistakes that quietly destroy lives, dreams, and futures. And the worst part, most people don't even know they're making them. Until it's too late. But one mistake changes everything. Meet Daniel. First year in the US, full of hope, working 2 jobs, sending money home. He thought he was doing everything right. Paying rent, staying quiet, keeping his head down. But what Daniel didn't realize was that silence can be more dangerous than failure. Because in America, what you don't know can cost you everything. And he was about to learn that the hard way. Mistake number 1. Ignoring your credit score. Sounds harmless, right? Just a number. But that number controls your life, where you live, what you buy, even your future opportunities. Daniel didn't check his score for months. Why would he? No one warned him. Until one day, he applied for something that changed everything. Before we go further, if you've ever felt like no one explains how life really works in America, hit like, subscribe, and share this with someone who needs it. 'Cause these aren't just tips. They're survival rules. And what comes next? It shocked even Daniel. And it might shock you too. His loan application got denied. Not just denied, flagged. Late payments he didn't even know existed. A credit card he barely used had quietly built up fees. Who could he blame? The system. Himself. It didn't matter. The damage was already done. And this was only the beginning. Because another mistake was already unfolding. Mistake number 2. Trusting everyone. America teaches independence, but no one warns you about isolation. Daniel trusted a coworker who offered to help him with taxes. Seemed friendly, harmless, but was it really help? Or something else entirely? Because what happened next left him questioning everything. Weeks later, letters started arriving. Official letters. Words he didn't fully understand, but they sounded serious. Penalties, errors, missing filings. His trusted friend had filed his taxes wrong. Completely wrong. And now Daniel owed money he didn't have. Was this just a mistake? Or something far worse? Mistake number 3. Avoiding paperwork. In America, ignoring documents doesn't make them disappear. Makes them stronger. More dangerous. Daniel stacked those letters on his desk, hoping they'd go away. But paperwork here isn't passive. It waits, builds, and then strikes when you least expect it. One morning his bank account looked different. Less money. Much less. Automatic deductions. Legal actions. He felt trapped. Confused. Angry. Who could he even ask for help? That's when he realized something chilling. He had been alone this entire time. Mistake number 4. Not building a network. In America, connections aren't optional. They're survival. Daniel knew people. But he didn't know anyone. No mentor. No guide. No one to warn him. And when things started falling apart, he had nowhere to turn. That's when the real pressure began to build. Bills piled up. Stress grew heavier. Sleep disappeared. He worked harder, longer, pushing himself to the edge. But effort alone wasn't fixing the problem. Because the system wasn't designed for blind effort. It demanded strategy. And Daniel didn't even know the game he was playing. Mistake number 5. Working without understanding your rights. Overtime rules. Minimum wage laws. Worker protections. Daniel didn't know any of them. So when his boss cut hours unfairly, he stayed quiet. When paychecks didn't match expectations, he stayed silent. But silence has a cost. And he was paying it daily. Then came the first twist. One night, a coworker whispered something unexpected. "You're being underpaid." Daniel laughed it off. That couldn't be true. Could it? But doubt crept in. What if everything he believed about his job was wrong? And what else had he been missing all this time? He checked, compared numbers, questions, and the truth hit harder than anything before. It was real. He had been losing money for months, maybe longer, not stolen outright, but slowly, quietly taken. And suddenly, nothing felt safe anymore. Mistake number 6. Not questioning authority. In some places, questioning feels risky. But in America, not questioning can be even riskier. Daniel trusted the system blindly. But trust without understanding, that's where things fall apart. And he was about to uncover something even deeper. The second twist came from an unexpected place. Those tax issues. They weren't just mistakes. There were patterns, repeated errors, suspicious filings. Was his friend just careless? Or intentionally taking advantage of him? The answer wasn't simple. And it wasn't comforting. Fear set in. Not just fear of money, but fear of being trapped in a system he didn't understand. Every decision now felt heavy, every step uncertain. Was it too late to fix things? Or had he already crossed a line he couldn't return from? Mistake number 7. Waiting too long to act. Time in America moves fast, and consequences move faster. Daniel waited, hesitated, hoped things would fix themselves. But they didn't. They never do. And by the time he finally took action, everything had escalated. Legal notices, financial strain, emotional exhaustion. It all collided at once. He wasn't just dealing with one mistake anymore. He was facing all 7, layered together like a trap he never saw coming. And that's when the final twist revealed itself. The system wasn't broken. It was working exactly as designed. It rewards awareness, punishes ignorance, and Daniel, he had unknowingly chosen the harder path. But here's the real question. How many others are walking that same path right now without realizing it? He started over, slowly, painfully, learning what he should have known from the beginning. Credit, access, rights, networks, knowledge became his shield. But the scars remained, because some lessons don't just teach. They leave marks you can't erase. So ask yourself, are you making one of these 7 mistakes right now? Or worse, are you making all of them without even knowing it? Because the next story, the next person who falls into this trap, might not be a stranger. It might be you. And next time there may be no way out. Daniel thought starting over meant a clean slate. But America doesn't erase history. It records it. Every missed payment, every wrong step. It follows you. He fixed one problem, only to discover another waiting beneath it. Like layers of something deeper, something hidden. And that's when he noticed a pattern he couldn't ignore. He began connecting the dots. Credit issues, tax errors, job exploitation. They weren't random. They were all tied to one thing, lack of awareness. But was that really the full story? Or was there something else quietly shaping his outcomes from behind the scenes? Then came a question that haunted him. Why didn't anyone tell me this sooner? Was it intentional? Or just how the system works? Silent, expecting you to figure it out alone. Because in America, knowledge isn't always given. Sometimes it's guarded. And Daniel was just beginning to see why. He met someone new. Not a friend. Not exactly a mentor. Just someone who had been through it all before. They spoke calmly, almost too calmly, like they'd seen this story play out again and again. And what they told Daniel next changed everything. "You're not unlucky," the stranger said. "You're unprepared." The words hit hard, brutal, honest, but also freeing. Because if mistakes caused the damage, could the right moves undo it? Or was he already too deep into something he couldn't escape? The third twist revealed itself slowly. Daniel wasn't just fixing problems. He was learning a system most people never fully understand. And once you see it, you can't unsee it. Opportunities others missed suddenly appeared. Doors he thought were locked weren't locked at all. He checked his credit again, this time carefully, disputing errors, building history, watching every detail. Weeks turned into months, and something surprising happened. His score started rising, slowly, then faster. But was this real progress? Or just temporary relief before another fall? At work he spoke up. Informed. Different. His boss reacted, but not the way he expected. There was tension, silence, then change. Adjustments were made. Payments corrected. It worked. But it also made him wonder. How long had this been happening to others who stayed silent? He found communities, groups, people who shared knowledge openly. Suddenly, he wasn't alone anymore. Advice flowed. Warnings came early. Mistakes became avoidable. But a new question formed. Why do so many people stay disconnected when help is right there? Daniel realized something chilling. Most people don't fail because they're careless. They fail because they're unaware. And awareness isn't just power, it's protection. Without it, even simple decisions can turn dangerous. But with it, everything changes. Still, the fear never fully left him. Because once you've seen how fast things can fall apart, you never forget. Every bill, every document, every decision now carried weight. He moved carefully, strategically. But was he finally safe? Or just better prepared for the next challenge? Months later, his life looked stable again. Income steady, credit improving, stress fading. From the outside it seemed like a success story. But inside he knew the truth. One wrong move could bring everything crashing down again. Because the system never stops watching. So here's the reality no one tells you. Living in America isn't just about working hard. It's about understanding the rules no one explains. Break them unknowingly. And you pay the price. Learn them. And you gain control. But the question is, which side are you on right now? Daniel survived his mistakes. He adapted. He learned. But countless others are still walking into the same traps. Every single day. So look closely at your own life, your credit, your work, your choices. Because the next mistake won't announce itself. It will appear quietly. And by the time you notice, it might already be too late.